We must honestly try and fight the monster. I think Sundowns must be stopped somewhere. One team that is not far away from stopping them is Pirates. Their biggest fear is Pirates. And then Pirates will be back to where they belong. Pirates must win trophies.
We need to dominate our rivals, starting with the ones that wear Puma in Klokop, and then obviously our fellow neighbors, which is Kaizer Chiefs.
Welcome to the training camp. It's going to be a long period altogether. So what's going to be the difference if I think about our normal weeks? That's basically about the time, the amount of time that we're going to spend together, night and days, the amount of interactions, conversations that we're going to have, apart from the time that we spend as we usually do at the gym, at the field, etc., right? Even with some competition during the week, but basically there's not gonna be big difference if I compare with the weeks that we already spent together on the field. Like I try to repeat almost every morning, same principles, same sub-principles every morning. It's pretty much the same, okay? So no one can say that it's too complex, right? We just need to pay attention. I need to ask you only one thing to you, okay? You're gonna get here a huge amount of people and resources only for you, not for me. They are not working for me. They are working for you. All of them, the red ones. Okay? So maximum respect for their jobs, their schedules, recoveries, tapes, treatments, everything, meals, time to sleep, etc., etc. We are here only to work for you guys in order to get your maximum level of performance in the end. You are football players, professional football players. We are professional football coaches. Now we need to match. That's the main objective of this time together, okay? Usually when the teams get concentrate for a period, it can be 1 week, 10 days. There are some countries where they meet also during 1 month. Imagine. We have to be sure that we get something else than football out of that, because only with the football is not gonna be enough. Only with your talent, our ideas, is not gonna be enough to achieve what we want to achieve in the end of the season. You will decide what do we want to achieve in the end of the season, actually, okay? But we need to, all of us, make everything in order to finish this camp as a, can I say, family, at least team, not just a bunch of players and coaches who are working together during 2-3 hours, 4-6 per day, and then that's it. There's no more links, there's no more relation, etc., etc. If we manage to do that, I told you this a few days ago, it's 10, 11, 9 points more in the end of the season. And you know what it means to have 10, 11, or 9 more points in the end of the season. It can be 12, right? It's just a number in the end. So be ready for that, okay? So the only thing that I'm gonna ask you for the rest of the season from now is responsibility. That's it. It's very simple. Commitment, responsibility. Training today. We're gonna play football. We're gonna train. We're gonna have double sessions. We're gonna spend time at the gym. And then we're gonna do some team dynamics. We're gonna have meetings also, collective meetings to introduce very important things related with our way to play, the team that we want to be on the field. How do we want to, show that we want to play? Individual meetings also. I'm gonna meet you, all of you, okay, one by one during this period. I will inform you about the schedules and so we can know more about each other.
Predestination. Have you ever thought that you'd be here today?
When Orlando Pirates contact you for the first time, what was your physical and emotional reaction?
Well, unexpected. I remember the September 11 where I was, even where I dress at that time. There are moments in your life that you, for some reason, you remember exactly even the clothes that you wear in that moment. So I remember that we were talking at that time. We've been chatting in our WhatsApp group, do you remember? Mm-hmm. I remember that I was doing, at the same time, I was cooking because it's time for my daughter to have the lunch. And at the same time, through the WhatsApp, talking to you about, I don't remember, I think we had an offer from somewhere and we were discussing about the convenience of that offer or not. And suddenly the telephone shows that, someone from Orlando Pirates is contacting. So I have to say that I thought that this is maybe kind of a spam or because at that time I was getting 1,000 messages from agents trying to sell me players and offers and stuff like that. So I thought that it was only one more. I didn't realize at the first time that someone straight from the club it was contacting me. But when I When I found the logo in the end of the message, it was, I felt something in my stomach at that time, like, wow, this is not a joke. So we immediately started the conversation, and well, the rest is history. But it was, immediately maybe in 1 minute you have the capacity to think in 2,000 different things, like how I'm gonna manage to coach in Africa, and blah 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 blah. How do I get to be there, and how is the life, how is the culture, how is gonna be my capacity to adapt myself to something that different than what we were around, like Finland. So many things at the same time, process, and but yeah, huge emotion.
Your uncle Snati Smith from Mbopomen, and your father was Pinoni. But Bodlela, where does Bodlela come from? Take us through the nickname. The most popular Bodlela, but how would you call a child Bodlela?
Bodlela actually came about when I was still at Mangosuthu, doing my first year. Actually, it was my first year there. So I had to attend my father's funeral, because he passed on 2014, February 2014. So I had to attend, the funeral. So in our culture or religion, whenever we attend a funeral or go to church, we have to go barefoot, So whilst in the process of the funeral, I got a cut, from the bottle itself. So I came back the following day. It was a Saturday. Came back on Sunday, and we had to play a game there at Mangosuthu. So the coach is saying, "No, you're starting. I told him, "No, I can't play." He says to me now, "Why can't you play?" I said, "No, coach, I got a cut from a bottle." And funny enough, a teammate of mine started saying, "No, he bottle, no." So that's how the nickname came about. And when I came to Arrows, I tried to hide the nickname, but I don't know where Nkosi Mpile got the name from, and they started calling me. So everyone, adapted to that name, and now I'm affectionately known as Bodlela.
In your opinion, what is your most successful moment as a football coach?
I will point four different moments.
Okay.
One, because of the meaning of the moment when I decide to become a professional football coach, was not always possible to do it 100% like a full professional. The beginning wasn't easy, so the moment where I realized that that's what I want to do with my life probably was one of the main moments for me in my career, just the beginning. Not talking about trophies, just about decisions that you have to do during your life. Second, the moment where I did manage to start working in Real Club Celta de Vigo, the main club of my city. It was an honor to represent Celta de Vigo during that time in our academy. Third one, that's something that it happened to us together in 2019, when we managed to have the chance to fight for a championship, even though it didn't end well. We didn't get a good result that day, but it's something that it will be in our memories for the rest of our lives. How difficult it was, how much we did work during that time in order to get that possibility. I know that people only remember the one who gets the trophy, but for us it's something different. And probably the fourth one is the moment where we sign a contract with Orlando Pirates, which has a huge meaning for us to have the chance to be part of such a big club like Pirates, and have the chance to fight for the maximum objectives in a club like this.
Pirates, Arrows.
Yeah.
Similarities, differences. Am I the same person you saw at your previous club, or if I'm too dark, or I'm lighter in complexion? You know, Joburg, there's better lights.
Golden Arrows, Orlando Pirates. I think in terms of their playing style, you know, it's almost similar.
I hope you're not referring to one item that there's meals, yeah. Maybe you guys
No, definitely
okay.
not that.
Okay.
It's many things, you know, how the club is run, you know, there's almost
Yeah. No, let's skip this.
yeah.
This matter will kill both of us.
What are your hopes? What would be like Ribe happy in the end of the season about achievements?
Well, first to get the best of all of you, players and staff. That's the main part of my role as a football coach. Then my commitment with the show, with the entertainment. I would like to have the capacity to offer a good show every time we play a football game, away, at home, that our fans who are coming to the stadium and also following our games through the TV, they feel identified with the football that we propose, and understanding that the way we want to play, the show that we want to offer, it might be the right way to get the final, the final trophy. We are representing Orlando Pirates, so it's clear that we need to fight for the maximum that we can fight in every competition, and my objective is to be there, to have the chance to win every single game, to have the feeling that we deserve to win, even though football is a very complex game, and sometimes even though you deserve something, you don't get it. But when you deserve it, usually, for sure, in the end of the year, we're gonna be close to get it. So it's not about hopes; it's about what I feel that we can do, because I really trust in our capacity to do it, and obviously I really trust in the players that we already have, so we're gonna make it.
Predestination. I'll be lying if I say in my wildest dreams I thought wherever we met, maybe you are a product of open trials where just everybody is invited and you turned up. I think out of, I'm told, I was not there, I'm told out of 500 players that were there for trials, you were the only one who was selected out of the whole group. Then the rest is history. But maybe one interesting part was the debate of whether you are a right back or a centre back. I also know that I put my 2 cent advice that based on the qualities that one saw at the time, that I never thought you will make a good right back, but maybe all the qualities of a centre back. But are you comfortable playing as a centre back in a 3, in a 2? Because I know in the club we never played in a 3, we played in a 2. Yeah. But here I see we're starting to train, practice in a 3, and we played in a 3 last season. Do you see yourself playing?
Yeah, I do see.
No favors.
No favors. I do see myself playing in a 3, you know. And as you've said, I've never been exposed to a 3. I'm used to a 4 at the back, you know. And you know the debates about me being a right back, I think it all comes down to my height, you know.
Yeah.
It comes down to my height, because most coaches would prefer a centre back who has height, you know, to compete for aerial balls, you know. But I think my ability to read the game and to play and to compete as well, you know, balls in the air. So I think, I prefer centre back all day.
After a decent number of training sessions with the guys, we are all impressed about their capacity. But which one you are really, looking for the moment to see them performing in a game and showing, what they have?
Well, I wouldn't say only one. I think there are some players that wakes my interest in how they are gonna perform, and I would like to see them already performing as soon as possible in the league. One of them is Lorch. I think he has a very good level, technically, and I think we can help him to develop himself even more in the tactical way. Pule is another that wakes my interest. I think his 1-against-1 is very rich, and I think he can make the difference in the league against the best defenders even. And then also new players like Klokia or CBC that I would like to see them how they start to lead from the back and trying to organize the team in moments that, for example, we are suffering, because there are going to be moments that we will suffer during the game. So I would like to see this kind of players developing their skills, not only in the football way, also in the leading way.
Girlfriends, how many?
One.
Only one?
Yeah.
The one that I know, or the
one that you know?
Well done. Whatever is coming your direction, you deserve. One thing I like and I subscribe to, I wish all players can live a clean life. I don't know, Jobek might dilute your thoughts and you think differently. But if you don't change, I still believe you can still make it in this club. It's not the first time I'm speaking to you regarding your talent and maybe joining a bigger club. But I must be honest, the expectations there are bigger. The quality is more. But again, you can still make it. You just have to be focused, listen, take the instructions, and be a good human being. There's nothing more. And then whether it's ancestors, whether it's religion that you believe in, don't leave that aside.
We did work together already for a long period. Mm-hmm. You know my weaknesses, you know my strengths. You know how much did I improve or not during this period together. Is there something that you would like to tell me from your experience that is going to be useful to guide this team in the right direction?
I don't have a clear, something very straight, but...
Careful.
Yeah. I think that your way of leading, not only the players, also the group, is quite tolerant and also quite generous, because you give us space to, let's say, to develop ourselves inside the coaching staff. So just keep on going, same way, don't change, don't try to be the main, because we were doing well in the other way.
Okay, thank you.
12 passes, we stop, we climb, you can dance or whatever you want. Then if we make a tunnel means that we cross the ball between both. This is a tunnel, so they have to do a horse. So they have to one put the other here.
Chabla, man. We're not meeting for the first time, though. It's amazing how football makes you meet people that you know, and you meet in places where you don't expect to meet. How long I know this gentleman. But again, how do you find the club? I know you worked at Vets, but now you are here. Is it the same? Is it different? But it definitely not like Simba.
Yeah, it is different in the sense of Pirates, big club, and obviously you can't compare, If it's, for me, yes, was a more of a grooming phase for me in my coaching, because I stopped playing there. Coming to Pirates, obviously, thinking, yeah. But I'm happy to be here. Obviously, I came in with izinto eziningi, my experience, where I've coached, where I've been Simba, so yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm very happy to be here. Everyone has a goal. For me, it's all about goals. I always set goals with my dad most times because, he's my closest person. So we discuss like...
Daddy's calling you. Answer, Daddy.
I know, it's him.
Yeah, please call outside.
After M1, where you did? I did now. Why you did like this? I tell you, for my body now, only neck remain. I know, see. Now say they do me now. Now what do you like? I do alright to Papa. Everything they go well. We did now. No, what they talk on? They interview for you. But are they in manner? Are they in manner? But are they in manner? It don't make sense now. But no, I'll go. My entire room, I will call you. I'll call you now. I no go tell yourself. It's only once that my dad said, okay, you tried in this game. My dad always complains of something in the game because he always watches all my game. He watches all my game. So it's like, you see that ball there. He writes everything down. Like, sometimes I'm even tired. I don't even want to call him. If he calls me, I don't pick up. So I try to avoid him sometimes. But he really helps me a lot because he always reminds me of my mistakes and how to improve. And yeah, it really helped me. Like coming into the team, initially it was a bit difficult because coming from a different team to it's a different ball game together. Playing style, everything was different.
Corner ref. Soldier formation near Pirates. From one side to the other. There's one more. Walk on gear. Kyo, give me some gear. I can't walk on the Lusha Patru ball. Pizza Pazza Kanitiki came Marie. Nemo! Yes! I come back.
Heading into the season, it's going to be much more easy for them, because I'm here. I can even advise the coaches as to the players' abilities, the likes and dislikes, That's what one conversation we had earlier on. What does player like, what? So when I gave them the information about Dion, this and this, and quite frankly, we had in that friendly match, what Dion is good at, So, and I said to the coach, just put the ball for Dion in space. We can win so many games, and especially, that's what Pirates need. This season, for me, those players are going to add a lot of value. So going into the other players that I don't know on a personal basis, so that's where you're gonna guide me with Tilo, like you said, to Makubela, so for me, again, coming here, it's not necessarily a learning process, but, just to get to know the individual players, from my perspective, so.
Yeah. I know how's your motivation, how you play one year in Orlando Pirates. How do you feel in this moment?
Yeah, so playing for Orlando Pirates is the biggest, for me, is the biggest team in South Africa. I think there's a lot of pressure to perform. In like here, you cannot have a bad game. It's a sin to have a bad game here because they'll kill you. Because like you said, the social media, the fans, we have like a big fan base, so like I think like 80% or 90% of South Africans are Orlando Pirates fans. I try as much as I can not to play under pressure. No matter the game I'm playing, I try to be as calm as possible because I think most times it boils down to your mentality, how you think. If you're scared of the games, you're going to have issues. If you're calm before the game and calm during the game, you're going to have a good game. But we're footballers. We don't work so hard in training and come to have a bad game. So yeah, in the team, it demands a lot because it's a big team and we have to win always. It's like a crime to lose a game or get a draw. It's a crime because I think for a while now, it's been long, we want something tangible for the team. So yeah, the goal mainly in the team is always to win something every season.
I get my inspiration from Carlo Ancelotti. There's a book that he wrote, Quiet Leadership. If I look at South African players and how you try and relate to them, maybe not a louder voice, but more an impact on human values. Using an example, Makubela, where I worked with him in the previous club, if you want the best out of him, you must have a human touch with him. An example, he had 1 week where he was not training well and we were playing a big match. And when I made a contact with him, he says, "Coach, trust me. Coach, trust me." And at the end of the match, man of the match, 13 kilometers covered. The reason for that, he said, "You know what, I see you as a father." Because when they have these ceremonies where you pop in, players start developing that attachment that, you know, they don't see you as a coach, which is one area where I think we're lacking. In the factors of performance, we always mention technique, tactical, psychological, but we lose this important part of seeing players as human beings.
Okay, most times I play the game, most times I know my dad is watching. So I don't want that man to call me and I don't want him to criticize me today. So I'm just like 100% in my mind, I'm trying to like give my all. But he's so supportive because I think he always helps me. He wants me to improve. He always makes me feel like, okay, you don't have to be comfortable because you had one good game and you just relax. You have to be consistent. He always pushes me. Like some games, he'll be like, you didn't pass well. And I know it's for my good, but sometimes as a human, I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm like, what about that one I passed well? He's like, listen. So now I just listen and sometimes I sit and we watch the game together. He calls me on video and we're watching the game. So yeah, my dad has been like, most times I play for my dad, my mom, my kids, sis, like for my family and my friends, my close ones. So those are the people I play the football for. Those are the people I value a lot in my life.
My father didn't want me to play football, but now he's the one telling me what I must eat to be fine, what I must drink, the time I must sleep, not go outside, I must run away for the woman. When I don't score goal, like I just play 2-3 games and not scoring, my father told me, "Hey, my son, I can't eat because you didn't score." And when maybe I score, like this game I score, this one I score, this one I score, I say, "My son, I'm drinking one now. I'm happy now today. I'm drinking one with your mother. Yeah, I'm happy for you."
You know the most important thing, people forget that you need to be a father, you need to be a coach, you need to be everything. Grounding. That's what we need in our society. You know, most of these boys don't have the father figures, you know, like we were saying, uti mom coach asasengani lomfanu funu lali bola. So you need to be that first before the coach, young dollar. So that's for me the most important thing.
So back at home, like how do you see the league back at home compared to this place?
Oh, you can't compare the league in South Africa and Cameroon. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, you know, back at home, because most times back at home is more physical.
Yeah,
there's a lot of physicality at home, and here is more of like tactical and how smart you are. But most times at home, you know, the league, it's more physical. It's more like a fight. In every game, it's like you're fighting for, but it's quite different,
Yeah, it's a very, very quality player, technique player, but not too much power, you know.
Yeah.
That way, West Africa, we have this advantage. When we come in here, we are using our power, you know, we are strong, you know. Even the defender, they are scared about you, you know. That's our advantage, but technique is not like, you know.
Yeah.
Because at home, you know, it's too much.
Yeah.
Everyone want to win 50-50.
Yeah.
But when they kick you, the referee will never blow. Say, play. When you want to complain, just show you the back. It's not with you, you know.
At home, you see bandages on the head, you see.
Yeah, because we know, you know, we know what we want, you know. Even when you get injury, and you just check in behind you, you see the one is there, is ready to play. Imagine if you go outside, you're gonna take your place. You need to be there. If you need to force, you need to take some medicine and some injection to be in the field, you know. But I have some update, like I remember when I was playing to Shipper, when I was playing with those big teams like Orlando Pirates, Sandon, and Kaizer Chiefs. I need to sleep early, like 7:30, because I know there I need to run, especially Pirate when I play my first game with Pirate Shipper.
So we have to make ourselves these questions before we continue. Do we want to be one more in the league, or one of the best, or we want to be the best? Because depending on our answer to these three questions, then we have to choose, you know, different values to guide us during the season. If you want to be the best, we're gonna put our 100% there to help you to be the best, but the demanding is gonna be even more high day after day. You want to commit with that? You sure? Everyone? So we are not gonna give up whatever happened during the season. Agree? Yeah? High amount of works, trainings, sessions, double sessions, now, not later, videos, info, thinking, routines, sleeping, resting, eating well, etc., etc., etc. It's part of the process. Very, very important part of the process. We're ready to tolerate that. We want to be the champions, right? We cannot be the champions if we don't go to the limit. Put it in your heads. We cannot be the champions if we don't go to our limits. That's what we are looking for. We are ambitious. That's the ambition. Then the result is going to be for us or not. Okay? But that's our commitment. There's millions of fans of Pirates around the world, I heard. Am I right? So we have to tolerate the pressure also, coming from the media, coming from the fans. But trust me, it's something positive, the pressure.
I'm chilled right now. I just hope like this season, we have a good season and we have something to show for it.
And you don't dream to play to Europe because you say you are young. Me, I'm 29 years old. I played Europe before, but I don't think I will, you know.
It's China, you know, that's
No, that's China, Qatar.
Play in the night, you train once, you get fat.
But you don't dream to play to Europe?
Of course I do. That's the goal. I always dream of playing at the highest level. Like, everything is about timing and it's a process. You can't just start from there.
That's true.
Yeah, so I feel like it's better to start from here and go gradually there than start from there and now you're coming down. People be like, they'll ask questions. So I feel very confident in myself. I know my abilities, so I know the area to improve. So my focus right now it's just the team right now, to win something with the team, because it's going to be like, okay, you had good seasons and you didn't win anything for your team. I don't feel like comfortable with that.
We're going to try to be always a proactive team, looking for a good result. 3 points, we are ambitious, and we know what we need to do. We are not gonna do it in every single occasion, hopefully, but it's difficult, as you for sure understand. But the intention is gonna be always there. But we have opponents in front who are doing also their jobs, and this is a tough competition. But the identity of the team is not gonna change, never.
But one thing I liked, maybe from the new coaches, I was always curious on how they will see the team in the first 2 days, first 3 days. But one part that I liked, they said the technical ability of our players is at a European standard. Lodge, like you mentioned, they asked why is he still playing here? He should be playing somewhere in La Liga. And they even mentioned teams Valencia, Alaves. And for me, that was encouraging that, sometimes we think so low of ourselves, we think so low of our players. But when somebody from outside, especially in Spain, sees our players in those eyes, for me, it's encouraging.
How do you feel to play final at home? How do you feel?
Yeah, at home it was a warm welcome because I felt so comfortable at home. I think that was like my favorite game of the season. Although we lost, the game we had all the support we needed. I think we played well also. But football. Most times we watch the finals, the teams that play very well, it's difficult for them to win at the end in most finals. So I think we were unlucky on that day because we played so well, and I was so happy because I had my family, like even my uncles, my aunties, they were outside, they flew in for the game. So yeah, and I had an opportunity to meet them. So I was so happy back home. So.
I think I'm shy. One PSG, one Man City. And we are not going to Messi from the center. Messi. Scream. Forward. Offside. Forward! Hey, forward! Team Tati.
We're gonna split the group in different groups, and you will discuss during 15 minutes maximum, should be enough, where you can describe what you would like to achieve here together as a team.
What happens?
You have objectives, you didn't participate much.
Sure.
This one must be the last one.
How is going? Well, ready?
You don't want ready. Then skip it. Skip together. Do something else. Do something. What about when you focus on whatever happens here stays here.
Okay.
What's to perfect?
The bench, just
That's the thing. Usually comes, that's why I said don't focus in the trophies and get the bonus. It goes without saying, we have to win. That's it. Otherwise, why we are here? Let's do it. Who's coming?
The first one for us would be to master and stick to our playing identity, which is in line with the game model that the coaches came up with.
We need to be more united. This thing of being divided within the group needs to stop. This thing that every time when we walk, there's a certain group here, there's a certain group here, needs to stop. We need to all to come together and be one team.
And we have to support each other on and off the field
create a strong brotherhood and chemistry.
But how do we create that? Because you can't buy chemistry. You know, you don't go out there and buy love and for people to be united. We need to be accountable as individuals, that if I know that I've been here longer and the new player is new within the club structure, let me offer myself and go to that player and let that player know, if you need something, you can always come to me. If you have any problems at home, you can always talk to us. We can help you.
There should be leadership in our team, and as well as taking responsibility as well as an individual first, and then helping your fellow teammate in the field of play.
Must go back to the CAF Champions League.
You know, that's not up for discussion. We need to go back and play in Africa.
Be disciplined in terms of punctuality, respecting each and every one of us here.
To be committed to the club on and off the field, to make sure that when we're training, everyone is committed to do their best. But also when you're alone, when no one is watching, just tell yourself that, you know, these 9 months, this season, I'll sacrifice whatever I need to sacrifice and put the club first.
We need to dominate our rivals, starting with the ones that wear Puma, then Klokop, and then obviously our fellow neighbors, which is Kaizer Chiefs. That's easier than the other one.
We need to invest more of ourselves to the team.
We trust what we do. We know what we have here in this room. We have objectives, we have values. So if we follow this, we follow that, we are a team.
We have all the things there, but what I want to say is talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. You can say whatever you want to say. It's cheap. But to put it in place is another thing. So guys, let's try to put it in place. That's the most important thing.
Sawa